Well, National Security Minister and Jewish power head Itamar Ben-Gvir going to the Temple Mount this morning, also known as the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound in Jerusalem. This comes despite warnings against the move. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu discussing the issue with Ben-Gvir wanting to visit the site, considered to be the holiest place in Judaism and the third holiest place in Islam. Now, while the content of the conversation was not made public, reports indicated that the two agreed Ben-Gvir would hold off on visiting the flashpoint site for the time being. The move by the right-wing leader has drawn condemnation from the opposition and threats from Hamas. Let's bring in I-24 News correspondent Ariel Levin-Waldman live for us in Jerusalem. Ariel, Ben-Gvir visiting the flashpoint site. The move beforehand, it was being discussed, and it drew a lot of criticism, threats from Hamas. We also are now hearing from the Palestinian Foreign Ministry, who said it was a, quote, unprecedented provocation. What's the latest on his visit, and what can we expect to hear from the Israeli government opposition today?
Well, the opposition has already made their statement. We had Yair Lapid, the former prime minister and now the opposition leader, having called it incendiary, a flashpoint, and said directly it will get people killed. Now, other people, especially people on the right, think that it is a little ridiculous that here in the sovereign Jewish state, people of Jewish descent cannot actually go to Judaism's holiest site. But that's neither here nor there, because this is ultimately a security matter rather than a political or a religious matter. And it's very telling that this happens just hours before the first security cabinet is supposed to convene. You have to remember that Ben-Gvir is going to be one of the most hardline members of that security cabinet as the new national security minister, but also on that cabinet is going to be religious Zionism leader Bezalel Smotrich. Both of them are hardliners, both of them are on the religious side, and both of them believe that, yes, the Jewish state should have sovereignty over Judaism's holiest site, which is why you're starting to see how the security cabinet is going to stack up. These people might be very popular and powerful ministers in the Israeli public itself, but Netanyahu does not want to surround himself with firebrands or people that are going to be a threat to his authority. So when they're talking about building the new security cabinet, 11 ministers of it are going to be directly from Netanyahu's party. So his policy on this and the possible escalations that could very easily ensue is that he wants to make sure he's keeping his friends close and potential rivals for the highest seat in the land a lot closer, to keep a close eye on them when they're going forward. Let's see what's likely to happen from this. Certainly Hamas has issued threats. The question is whether or not they want to start an escalation right now. And as we've seen over the past few months, it's not in their best interest. They might rave and rant a little bit. They might issue some strongly worded statements, but nobody wants to see the new government come down on them like a ton of bricks, at least not on that side of the border.